Okay, here is how to play Reminder on Mumford and Sons Babel. I kept saying Babel and people were correcting me, so Babel. And I just made a lesson for this, but the more I was trying to explain it and like really straining to listen, I started noticing that there's some stuff that is definitely wrong in the chord chart. But this chord chart in the description of this video is really helpful for the intro. And I'll try to do this lesson again and not ramble so much. So basically what you want to do is put the capo, you need a capo on 2nd fret. And you need to know these chords. So you need to know G. So 3, 2, 0, 0, 0, 3. No, C, 3, 2, 0, 1, 0. I like to put my thumb there so I don't accidentally go. So that sounds bad, so you keep your thumb there. It's right there, like, a lot of times I hit that string. You're doing C and your thumb's there so you don't have to worry about it. Then you need to know E minor, 0, 2, 2, 0, 0, 0. Then you need to know this thing. We'll call that F sharp thing because this note is F sharp relative to the capo. A lot of times you see people go like, or like, it's a common transition thing. It's an F sharp thing right there. You need to know that. You need to know this chord. On 2, and then 3rd finger on 2, or you can do it like this, or like this. I'll do it like this. That's D over F sharp, or you call it F sharp minor 7. It sounds like a D over F sharp. And you need to know this thing, which is middle finger on 2 here, and ring finger here. That happens a couple times. Actually, it's going to be more just, I think it's going to be this. It's going to be in the last verse, just middle finger here, and it sounds better without this. And then you need to know one last chord. You need to know how to do this. So basically, to learn it, you could do a C chord and move your finger here. But the real feeling of it is you start with a G chord, and then you add these 2 fingers. So I'll play the intro, then explain it. So make sure you pull up the tab for this part. It's in the description. Okay, one more time. So one thing you'll notice, like when you're looking at this tab, this what happened to me when I was looking at it, I was kind of like, this doesn't line up, but that's because it comes in so faint that you need to like crank your headphones up or whatever you're listening for. It comes in like, and then you start to hear it. It's kind of like a pickup beat, and the real beat is starting on this guy. So it starts in really faint. So what you want to do is put your middle finger on 2 on the D string, and you hold it down like that. Do a hammer on, and then you go down, up, down, up. So that's the first thing. Then you hit open D, and then down, up, then middle finger here on 2 on the B, on the A string, down, up on D and G, and then ring finger goes on G. So the intro, again, the first 4 little bits. I'll do it again, because if you can get this, the rest will be easy. So 0 to 2, and you hold it down, down, up, open D, middle finger on B here, 2nd fret, ring finger. Then you do a hammer on the next part on the A string on 0 to 2, down, up, back to 3 here, and then you hit open G. And then it starts over, 3, hammer on, 0, 2, 3, hammer on. It just kind of keeps doing the same stuff. So what I would do is just look at all these little pieces in the tab and make sure you can do each piece. Like if you struggle with like this one, just work on it. And if you struggle with this one, and get all those pieces and then start putting them together and play along. But just make sure that you realize it starts really faint and you might not hear that. But it comes in right away. In terms of like, it starts at, I can start hearing it start happening at like 1 second. It's just real faint. So I'll keep going after the intro. So then it goes G, well, G, C, G, G, C, E minor, F sharp thing, G. So here it is again. So it's G, C, sharp thing, G, and then you go like this. You hammer on these two. And then you kind of pull off. And also, they throw in like little notes, like they throw in the open G on this verse, or sometimes the D. So they go like G, C, G, and then the open G. Also, like for Mumford & Sons, you want to really kind of vary like your volume. Like kind of imagine when you're playing stuff's rising and falling, like little tiny crescendos and decrescendos, like it's kind of like pulsing. Like, you'll have more feeling if you do that. So I'll keep going. So the second verse, G, C, G, hit open D this time, G, C, E minor, F sharp thing, G, third verse, okay, so here's why I redid the lesson, because they do the same thing happens in the last verse. Let me hear this one more time. Here's where they do this chord. They go. So in the chord chart, if you're looking at it on the third verse, above the word reminder, it says C, but it's actually not. That sounds dissonant when you're playing along. It's actually, so it's like G. I would probably just play this D over F sharp, so I have some bass, but I don't hear the F sharp in the bass. If you don't like that, you could just middle finger here, and then you could, I don't even hear the A string, I just hear these two strings really. So it's like, but I would play it like this, like if I was performing this, I would go, just so you have more stuff going on, or you gotta really change. So here we go, I'll do the third verse, but this happens in the last verse too. The C chord just started not sound right at all, so I started realizing it was this. G, 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 So let me do the third verse again. So third verse, a constant reminder, G. See, sometimes when you're reading chord charts from Ultimate Guitar, it can be kind of trippy once you start to realize that a few chords are wrong. Because the rest of it's right and really helpful. G. So on that second to last chord, I would do this. I would do that on the first one too. So here it is, third verse, one more time. Because then after this, it's going to repeat all the same stuff. So G, C, G, G, C, E minor, E minor, F sharp, G, and then you do that, G, and then that guy. So I'll play through the rest of the song and call out the chords. So this is third verse. Oh, and one more thing. The end of the third verse, they do like this. So they do like the intro. And that's basically like this. So they're going 0 to 2 on D, open D, 2 on A. And third verse, G, C, G, G, C, E minor, E minor, F sharp, G, hammer on, G, C, G, G, C, E minor, F sharp, G, third verse, G. So again, it's throwing me off. You don't want a C chord. On the third verse and the last verse, you want. So, or I would do this. So, all right, last verse. So a constant reminder. I gotta say the chords. G, D over F sharp, G, G, C, E minor, E minor, F sharp, G, so last verse I'll play it without playing along. G, D over F sharp. I think it's real comfortable to do it like this. Thumb goes here. I would just do this in case you hit it, or you can just strum. So G, G. So I gotta say the chords. G, D over F sharp, G, G, C, E minor, E minor, F sharp, G, and then you kind of do that little hammer-on thing. G, D over F sharp, and then it gets real quiet, and then they do G, C, G. So that's it. It's a little more confusing than it first sounds, the song, but just watch out for that. And for the intro, make sure you look at the tab. And that's it. So, hope that was helpful.